Hi, welcome to my video on the classifications of polynomials. Polynomials are classified by their names. A polynomial is classified by the number of unlike terms when simplified. Notice the word unlike. You have to have unlike terms. In other words, you can't have a polynomial with a x squared plus 4x plus x because they're alike. And if they're alike, you have to make sure they're simplified. 4 plus 1 is 5. And it has, notice again, I simplified it. So you have to have unlike terms. So these two terms are unlike because they have different exponents. So let's continue. The prefix M-O-N is mono, stands for 1. And that's a monomial. M-O-N-O-M-I-A-L. And the number of terms of unlike terms in a monomial is 1. An example is a 2, or an x, or a 3x, or a negative 6ab squared. So they're monomials. Monomials is one term, no additions or subtractions. A binomial, bi stands for 2. So B-I-N-O-M-I-A-L, binomial. Number of unlike terms is 2. By 2, 2 unlike. So 2 unlike terms is x plus 3. 2 unlike terms could be x squared minus 6x. 2 unlike terms. It could be a plus b. 2 unlike terms. As long as they have two terms that are unlike as a binomial, and they have to be simplified. Notice you cannot add or subtract these. They are unlike and simplified. A trinomial trinomial stands for 3. So we have a trinomials T-R-I-N-O-M-I-A-L, trinomial. Number of unlike terms is 3, stands for tri. And 3 terms unlike could be x squared plus 6x plus 2. There's 3 terms. And notice you cannot add these together because they're unlike. You could have an A plus a B minus a C. 3 unlike terms. Many more, you can do many examples. X, Y. As long as this one is not like that, I could have an x squared. And long as the one I put here is not like these two, I could have a y cubed. So notice that's an xy. Unlike terms, they have different variables. That's xy, that's an x with no y, and that's a y with no x. Besides that, the exponent of y is 1, 2. The exponent of y is 1 and 3, they're different. The exponent of x is 1 and 2, they're different. So that's a trinomial. 3 terms being added or subtracted. And it has to be simplified. Practice. Classify each as monomial, binomial, trinomial. And each, notice each, I have them already simplified, so there's no confusion. Mon is 1, bi is 2, tri is 3. How many terms? 1, 2. So that's 2 terms. So that's a binomial. 1 term is that's 1 term. So that's a mon, M-O-N, O-M-I-A-L. And 1, 2, 3, no like terms. And that's a 3 terms. So that's a trinomial. And there's 1 term. So that's a monomial. And we have 3 terms here, so that's a trinomial. T-R-I. Trinomial. And we have 1, 2 terms, we have a binomial. I'm spelling it out, but it's all I have to do is put down mon, bi, or tri, you know what I mean. Practice means pause the video and work these out. Now notice when you work these out, it says simplify each, and simplify. Because there's like terms in these, so we have to add those like terms first before we can classify it as mon, bi, or tri. So we're going to simplify this. So we take the 7a, we put the plus 2a alongside of it because they're like terms because they have the same variable and the same exponent. 4 and 6 go together because they're constant terms. 7a and 2a, 7 plus 2 is 9, so that is 9a. 4 plus 6 is 10. So now that we have a simplified like terms added up, we group them. Notice when we moved to 2a, we didn't change the sign. We didn't change the sign. So we have two terms, so that's a binomial, B-I-N-O-M-I-A-L. Number 2, let's simplify this. So we have a 3x squared. And we have another x squared to go alongside of it. So press those two to make sure we pick them all up. The next one is x. And the next one is plus x. They're done. Then we got, we also have an x over here. So notice as I go through, I got to make sure I pick them all up. So I got the x squareds, I got the x's, I have the plus 7 and the minus 11. And also, if we start this, we have a subtraction. So if you want, you can add on the opposite before we start. So we can add on negative x, add on a negative 11 if you want to remove the subtraction sign. So we have them grouped together. So 3x, and that's a 1, understood. So that's a 4x squared. 3x squared and 1x squared is 4x squared. Negative x plus x cancels out, so I get a 3x because they had to give me 0. And 7 and a negative 11, we add on negative 4. We subtract them to get 4 because they're opposite signs. We subtract and we take the negative because there's more negatives. And if you want to rewrite that another way, we can just go subtract 4 because to subtract 4 is the same as add on negative 4. Number 3, let's group our like terms. Do we have any? Yes, I have this one and this one. So 9x squared subtract 7. And again, adding on the opposite. So adding on the opposite. And I have a plus 2. Y is, so they're gone. The 2 is gone. And the only one left is, we got a plus and negative again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, got them all. Group like terms, x, y is like, 9, add on negative 7 is 2. There's no other term like 2, and there's no other term like, so I can call that plus a negative y or subtract y, your choice. Number 4, let's see, we have a negative x, let's add on the negatives first. A double negative becomes a positive, so that's easy. So we have no subtraction sign now because we added on the opposite. Negative x cubed. Any more x cubes? Yep, this one. And next one is x squared. So add on negative 6x squared. And we got a positive 6x squared. So they're gone. The only one left is 3x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All done. Add up negative 1 plus 1 is, they're canceled, is 0. Negative 6 plus 6 is a 0, so they're gone. So the only one left is a 3x, so that simplifies. Oh, I forgot to name these. That's 1, 2, 3. That's a trinomial. I better be careful trying to explain everything. I forget what it, and that's 3 terms. So that's a trinomial, 3 terms. And this is 1 term, so that's a monomial. And we got a big little, what's that one? We got 5 and 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when we subtract, we add on the opposite. Double negative, subtract, we add on the opposite. Double negative is a positive. Subtract, we add on the opposite. So we start with a y to the 4th. Any more y to the 4th? No. Then we go plus y, 4y cubed. Any more cubes? Yep. We got a 4y cubed. So cubes are gone. Then we got 2y squared. Add on negative 2y squared. So we got 1, 2, we got them gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got them all. Y to the fourth is all alone. Y cubed is 4 plus 4 is 8. And y squared's 2, add on negative 2, cancels out to give you 0. So we have two terms and we have a binomial. So notice I'm simplifying them. And after they're simplified, then I give the name of mon, bi, or tri. And number 6, we add on the opposite. Double negative is a positive. When we subtract, we add on negative 6. When we subtract, we add on negative. Notice that's a 1 understood. I'll put it there so we won't miss it. And that's a 1 right there. And there's a 1 right there. And there's a 1 there. Just, you don't have to put them in, but just keep it in your head. So I have an a squared b. Any more a squared b's? Nope. Then I have an ab. Do I have any more? Yep. I have a negative 6ab. So they're gone. And I have a plus b and plus negative 1b or negative b. So there you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A squared b can't go with anything because it's the only term. I got an ab here. 1 add on negative 6 is negative 5ab. And b add on negative b is cancels out to give you 1. Subtract 1 is 0. And so that's simplified. Two terms. We have a binomial. So binomial, 2 terms. Monomial, 1 term. Trinomial, 3 terms. Mon, 1. Bi, 2. Tri, 3 terms. And they have to be simplified. Have to be simplified. That takes us to the end of classifying monomials as different names by number of terms. If you like my video, click on like, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell because there's more videos coming. And write a comment if you wish, and visit my math website at mathfullyexplained.com. And you got 3 sections on me, videos, and content. The me tells me about my degrees and teaching experience. The videos tells you about the teaching strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math. The section on content has the units or topics and the number of videos on those topics. And also the black font has the videos already done online, and the red font are the ones, topics that I'll be doing in the near future. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.